Every time you flip the calendar and you come into a new year, there are always some changes that you've got to get used to. Kasey Kahne just joined us, and getting used to seeing you in the Red Bull uniform, that's going to take just a little bit of time.
It'll take a little bit of time, but it's been an exciting off season, preparing and getting ready for the season. I think the whole Red Bull team's been awesome. They're working really hard and they're building some great race cars. So it should be an exciting year. I know there's going to be a lot of fun things going along with Red Bull and with the racing, and NASCAR is as good as it's been. So it should be a great year.
What's your favorite kind of Red Bull?
I just drink the normal, the standard Red Bull, and once in a while sugar-free, but usually just the regular Red Bull.
Okay, so we've gotten that out of the way. When you talked about the racing, and there were a lot of people talked about that last year, it was seemed like an all-time high for competitiveness and combativeness and everything else that went on the track. Your feelings about the product that was out there last year?
I thought the product was really good last year. It was really strong. There was a lot going on. The drivers didn't have to put up with as much, which was nice to see. But the racing itself is really competitive. It's really close. It's really difficult to win the races right now and to finish up in the top 5 and to make the chase. So to me, it was a great season. I don't see why this year isn't even going to be more competitive and tougher than it's been in the past. It gets harder every single year, it seems like.
Now, you always come across as a likable, affable guy. But does Kasey Kahne ever hold a grudge? Is there somebody right now, and you don't have to say who, that you're just waiting that, okay, I'd like to get him in my gun sight sometime this year?
Well, the thing about me is I forget about things really quickly. I've always been able just to forgive, forget, and get on with it. And it doesn't really matter what it is. But there are a couple guys in this sport that are in my head, and if one of them was to do me wrong, I could definitely get them back really quick. So that was just, it's one of those things. But unless they were to do me again, and to where they, something happened again, nothing would probably happen, because I don't really hold grudges. I don't, take it past that time that initially happened and just kind of move on.
Okay. What's your mindset like for this year, knowing that 2012 you're moving over to Hendrick Motorsports? How do you compartmentalize this 1-year stint with Red Bull Racing?
Well, at first I thought it would be tough, and then I got over to Red Bull and I started working with the guys and seeing how the desire and the attitude and things that they had over there, and it's so positive, it's so exciting. They're building such nice race cars that I haven't even thought about Hendrick. I haven't thought about driving the 5. It hasn't even really crossed my mind since I got really focused on Red Bull and focused on the 4 car and working with the guys. So it's been nice. I don't know, it's been different than I expected because of how well I feel about where I'm at.
You feel confident you can win races?
I feel really confident about that. I think my biggest thing this year is to be consistent, to run through the entire season and be consistent all the way through. I don't feel like as a driver I've ever done a very good job of that. So if I can be consistent all the way through, we're going to have fast enough cars. We're going to have the opportunity to win some races and be there and make the chase if we do that.
All right, I know you're a big football fan like a lot of folks. You got to see your team, the Seattle Seahawks, win a playoff game. How good was that?
I was pretty excited about that, and if they would have won the next one, they would have went back home against Green Bay, which I really like Green Bay as well. So I would have went back to Seattle and watched a great game there. But they lost. They made it further than I think most people expected, or everybody expected. So it was good. They have a lot to be happy about and to work on for next season, and definitely still a Seahawks fan.
All right, Kasey Kahne trying to emulate his Seahawks and grab a couple of surprise victories himself in 2011.